Hey everybody! Welcome to the Health and Wellness. We're diving deep into the human psyche. That's right, we're talking about psychology. But don't worry, you don't need a PhD to understand this stuff. We're breaking down 12 fascinating psychological facts that are gonna blow your mind. These are those little quirks of the human brain that explain why we do the things we do. And trust me, once you know about them, you'll start noticing them everywhere. So buckle up, get ready to have your mind blown wide open, and let's get started. Alright, let's kick things off with a fact that'll really resonate with you, pun intended. You know how listening to your favorite jams can instantly lift your spirits? Well, it's not just a coincidence. Turns out, music has this crazy power to actually change how we perceive the world around us. It's like, you ever notice how when you're listening to super upbeat tunes, everything just seems brighter? Like even if it's raining outside, you're like, hey, free car wash. Scientists call this musical expectation. Basically, our brains are wired to try and match our mood to the music we're hearing. So when those happy tunes are blasting, our brains are like, party time, everything's awesome. And suddenly, that grumpy dude on the bus doesn't seem so bad anymore. He's probably just late for a karaoke session. This next one is for all my smart cookies out there, and you know who you are. Have you noticed the smartest people are often the most unsure of themselves? They second-guess every move, while that one friend is super confident even when wrong. It's enough to make you question the whole intelligence thing, right? There's a psychological reason for this. Intelligent people know how much they don't know. They're always learning, aware of how much more there is to discover. This can lead to self-doubt. Less intelligent people often overestimate their abilities. They're stuck in their own world, thinking they've got it all figured out. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect, and it's a real thing. Alright folks, this next fact is for anyone who's ever felt a little nervous before a big presentation, a job interview, or maybe even a first date. You know that feeling, right? Your heart starts racing, your palms get sweaty, and you start questioning every life choice that led you to this moment. Yeah, not fun. But guess what? I've got a scientifically proven way to calm those nerves. Sing! That's right, belt it out like nobody's listening. Even if they are, who cares? It turns out that singing releases these magical little hormones called endorphins, which have mood-boosting and stress-reducing powers. It's like having a personal cheerleader in your vocal cords. And hey, it doesn't even matter if you can't carry a tune to save your life. Just let loose, sing your heart out, and watch those anxieties melt away. You'll walk into that meeting feeling like a rock star. Chapter 4. The Power of Silence. Now, this next fact might seem a little counterintuitive, especially coming from a guy who loves to hear his own voice, but trust me on this one. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in a conversation is nothing. Yep, you heard me right. Silence. Now, I'm not talking about awkward silences that make you want to disappear into your shoes. I'm talking about strategic silence. Let's say you're chatting with someone, and you really want to keep the conversation flowing, but you're fresh out of things to say. Instead of panicking, try this. Ask a question, then be quiet. Just maintain eye contact and wait. The other person will feel that silent pressure to fill the void and will naturally start talking more. It's like magic, but with psychology. They'll be spilling their thoughts and feelings, and you'll be the master of conversation without even saying a word. Chapter 5. Forming habits takes time. Tried forming a new habit and gave up after a week? Me too. New Year's resolutions are hard to keep. It's not just you, it's science. The 21-day habit rule? Big fat lie. Research shows it takes 66 days to form a habit. That's over 2 months of pushing through discomfort. But once you hit that number, it gets easier. Your brain starts doing things automatically. Slip-ups are part of the process. Keep at it, and it will become natural. Chapter 6. Call people by their name. This next fact is all about the sweet, sweet sound of your own name. Admit it, hearing your name being called, especially in a crowded room, is like music to your ears, right? There's just something special about it, like you're the only person that matters in that moment. Well, there's a scientific reason for that warm, fuzzy feeling. You see, our brains are hardwired to pay extra attention to our names. It's like a primal instinct, dating back to the days when our ancestors needed to be able to pick out their own names from a cacophony of sounds in order to survive. So next time you're talking to someone, make an effort to use their name. It shows them that you're paying attention, that you value them, and it'll instantly make them feel more connected to you. It's a simple trick, but trust me, it works wonders. Chapter 7. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to have your minds blown because I'm about to drop a truth bomb on you. Multitasking is a myth. That's right, you heard me correctly. It's a big fat lie we've all been telling ourselves for years. We like to think we're these super efficient machines, juggling a million things at once, but the reality is, our brains just aren't wired that way. Think of your brain like a computer. When you open multiple tabs and programs at the same time, it slows everything down, right? Well, our brains are the same way. When we try to focus on multiple tasks simultaneously, our brain power gets divided, and we end up doing a mediocre job at everything. So next time you're tempted to answer emails while on a conference call, stop yourself. You'll be more productive and less stressed if you focus on one thing at a time. Trust me, your brain will thank you for it. Chapter 8. Ever find yourself wishing you could subtly influence people's decisions like you're some kind of Jedi master of persuasion? Well, guess what? You can. And the secret ingredient is choice. That's right, giving people options, even if those options are carefully curated by yours truly, can make them feel like they're in control, while you subtly nudge them towards the outcome you desire. It's all about framing those choices in a way that makes your preferred option seem like the most appealing one. For instance, let's say you're trying to convince your significant other to go on a romantic getaway. Instead of presenting it as a yes or no question, give them two equally appealing options: a cozy cabin in the mountains or a beachfront villa with ocean views. See what I did there? No matter which one they choose, you're going on a romantic getaway, you sly dog, you. Chapter 9. Alright folks, let's talk about sunshine. And no, I'm not just talking about how good it feels on your skin or how it makes your Instagram photos pop. I'm talking about the incredible power of sunlight to boost your mood and even fight off the winter blues. You see, sunlight is like this magical elixir that helps our bodies produce vitamin D, which is essential for regulating our mood and keeping those pesky feelings of sadness and depression at bay. So if you're feeling a little down in the dumps, step outside and soak up some rays. Even just 15 minutes of sunlight a day can make a world of difference. Have you ever noticed how some people just have this uncanny ability to make you feel instantly comfortable and at ease, like you've known them your whole life? Well, chances are, they're subconsciously using a powerful psychological technique called mirroring. Mirroring is basically the art of subtly mimicking someone else's body language, their posture, their gestures, even their tone of voice. When you do this, it sends a subconscious signal to the other person that you're on the same wavelength, that you understand them, and that you're someone they can trust. It's like speaking their language without ever saying a word. So next time you want to build rapport with someone, pay attention to their body language and try subtly mirroring it back to them. You'll be amazed at how quickly it can create a sense of connection and trust. Now, I know what you're thinking, Jimmy. You're telling me to play dumb, but I'm a genius. And you know what? You are. But trust me on this one. Sometimes feigning a little ignorance can be a surprisingly effective strategy. It's all about picking your moments and playing the role of the eager student. When you act like you don't know much about a topic, it encourages the other person to open up and share their knowledge. They feel like the expert, which boosts their ego and makes them more likely to reveal valuable information. Now, this doesn't mean you have to pretend to be clueless about everything. It's all about finding that balance between showing genuine interest and letting the other person take the lead. Think of yourself as a conversational detective, gathering clues and insights by playing a little coy. Have you ever noticed how a tense situation can suddenly become much calmer when food is introduced? It's like magic, but with chips and dip. Scientists call this phenomenon the snack man effect, and it's a real thing, folks. You see, eating is a naturally calming activity. It releases feel-good chemicals in our brains and lowers our stress levels. So next time you find yourself in a heated argument or a tense negotiation, try offering a snack. It could be as simple as a bowl of popcorn or a plate of cookies. The act of sharing food creates a sense of camaraderie and cooperation, making it easier to find common ground and resolve conflict peacefully. And there you have it, folks. 12 mind-blowing psychological facts that might just change how you see the world. I hope you had as much fun learning about these as I did sharing them with you. If you found these psychological facts interesting, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any upcoming content.